Attending to human relations. We are reminded once again that learning is a social endeavor. The relationships between and among people are at the core of learning. Developing collegiality amongst members of an organization supports mutual engagement and participation. Group members must recognize one another's differences but work in a joined enterprise using collaborative skills including problem solving, conflict management, and decision making. While members of a community increase their mutual engagement, collaboration as well as conflict may increase. Members should use dialogue, questioning, and argument as means to explore others' perspectives and find a core of understanding that strengthens alignment.
Dialogue. Dialogue consists of a give and take between two people using language to communicate. Dialogue asserts openness and honesty when sharing new ideas and admitting to ignorance. Through dialogue, mutual engagement is supported.
Dialogue requires the use of language. The words we use carry multiple meanings and vary depending on our geographical location and time in history. Today we say bad and mean good, or say fat and mean cool. Meanings tied to words are influenced by cultures, locations, and generations. Even in today's media-rich world, face-to-face communication remains the most favorable form of communication, as the variations of meaning can be further understood by the multiple nonverbal cues accessible in face-to-face communication.
Many teachers are very familiar with the Socratic method, as we use it with our students often. Humility and utter ignorance must be assumed by the questioner, so an attitude of open-mindedness can be adopted. Trust, tolerance of differences, and respect are key qualities for effective questioning. While as educators we may be familiar with the Socratic method in our classroom, we must also remember its usefulness when working with another as colleagues.
Argument. Argument involves reasonings, explanations, and reflections. Engaging in arguments allows for understanding or sense-making of new thoughts. With true self-reflection, each party may feel the threat of vulnerability when a stance or perspective is determined to be a contradiction. When humility is not part of an argument, contradictions may be the result of argument rather than increased sense-making, teamwork, and the democratic process.
Trust. As Peter Pan says, all it takes is faith and trust. Oh, and a little bit of pixie dust. Our dialogue, questioning, and argument is nothing if we don't have relational trust. Trust is dropping your guard. It's allowing yourself to be vulnerable. Mistrust weakens relationships, therefore weakening learning in the organization. We can do more if we're honest in our conversations. Collaboration. It's cooperative, it's assertive. It's giving up our independence because we know we have to be interdependent. Independence leads to competition, leads to personal preferences. Interdependence leads to collaboration, leads to creativity, and bringing out tacit knowledge. If teachers are suspicious of the reasons for collaboration, or when little or bad collaboration occurs, everyone has to consider the possibilities. Is it contrived? Does it help? When members of an organization have interests that collide, we call it conflict. Conflict in an open organization promotes reflection and dialogue in an effort to resolve that conflict. Avoiding conflict leads to cliques, suspicion, and focus on only talking about safe topics. Avoiding conflict calls what Collinson and Cook would refer to as toxic environments, places where behaviors are defensive and healthy growth does not occur.
An example as conflict leading to productivity. This past year, my co-teacher in 5th grade was responsible for the social studies curriculum for all 5th grade students. As part of her curriculum, she wanted to sing patriotic songs every morning for 20 minutes. As the other 5th grade teacher, I did not feel comfortable giving up that valuable teaching time for my students. In order to collaborate together, we decided that as part of our lunchtime prayer before going down to the cafeteria, we would pray and then choose one of the many patriotic songs to sing for that day. Whether it be the preamble or the Constitution or the Star-Spangled Banner, the students were able to increase their patriotism while I was able to keep those 20 minutes of learning for my students in the beginning of the day. Because of our openness and relational trust, an initial conflict turned into collaboration and resulted in a productive outcome for our students.